everyone, Xandros here, and just doing a little update video for you guys. Uh, Number one, what you're seeing right now is the setup I'll be using for my videos for the near future. I don't have access to an actual camera right now. The one I'd been using, I can't use at this point in time. Uh, just technical issues there. Um, and this will be easier for me to do for a while until I can actually get a new camera or at least until I can get a mic, and I don't have to worry about using the headset mic, since we know we have a problem with cracking on this side with the headset, which is why I hear the squeaking a lot. Another update is that I just uploaded the second episode of Xandros Plays, which is Darkness Within Part 2. Um, what I'm going to do is, I do have another episode already ready in the works for Darkness Within. However, I'm also going to be starting another game series put out too with Xenos Plays. It's going to be on another game, and I'm actually going to try to trade off between those games a little bit. I'm not going to do just like one game, so you're not going to see Xenos Plays and every time it's going to be that same game the entire way through. It's going to be a few parts of one, a few parts of another. I may leave Darkness Within for a little while, go play another game for a bit if I so choose after I finish editing the last part, which, as of the time of this recording, has been a little while. Same thing with the other game. I've actually had them kind of in the pipeline for a little bit. It's just been, hectic schedules has made editing them a little hard. So you're going to see a bit of a difference here. Like, for instance, the chair I'm in right now is not the same chair that I was using in those recordings. You will hear a lot of squeaking in that because it was, a crappy steel chair I was running, and I got this thanks to the family. So thanks for letting me, it's a hand-me-down, it's a used chair, but it's a nice chair, it's comfortable, and it doesn't squeak as much by any means, just when I shift my fat ass. So that's a plus. Um, yeah, I'm going to try to do a bit more on those. I'm also going to try to do a little bit more streaming over the summer. It's another part of this update. It's really, that kind of depends on our internet here, because frankly, it's been utter crap lately around here. I actually spent the last few days barely even be able to watch a few minutes long YouTube video without it crapping out or freezing for 20, 30 minutes on a load screen. And it's not just with this, it's been all over the place. Same thing with my PS4. It's been having problems with connecting and staying connected to the internet. It's Time Warner Cable for you. I guess another thing that in is following a bunch of other people that have been congratulating other people here in the United States who finally earned the right to marry the people they love. So, big congratulations to all of you that either have just gotten married or are going to be getting married in the near future or anytime in the future. So, it's a big social step forward, and congrats to you guys. And it was a good day to be an American at that point, in my opinion, because we actually are really practicing what we preach by saying that everyone is, treated equally under the law, and it's a step closer to it. There's still things to do from that point when it comes to the LGBT community and the way they're treated. There's still protections they don't have and things that they need to strive for to really get that full equal treatment. But hey, that's a big step in one direction, and I'm hoping that'll create a catalyst to really bring about that equality for them. So, you know, it's nothing gaming related or anything like that. It's just something I wanted to say. Also, I am going to be looking into the Nerd Block this month. This is my unboxing awesome update. Uh, Loot Crate announced their next theme, which is a sequel crate theme to their Heroes crate from last year, which was one of my first ones I did. So I'm going to go ahead and go through with getting that one this month. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to, here, next week or so, depending on how my next check looks, which it should look good enough for me to do this, I'm going to go ahead and get possibly an arcade block, or I might just go with a straight regular nerd block. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do, but I'm going to get one of those, and then I'm going to actually do a first for this channel, and it's going to be a versus unboxing. It's going to be the Loot Crate and the nerd block going head to head, and whichever one keeps my attention the best out of them, or I feel was worth my money more, I'm going to end up keeping, and I'll drop the other. So yeah, I just don't know how it's going to work from here on out with unboxing. I don't really think I can afford to keep up with both of them. However, if I do end up going with Nerd Block, I may try to push to do both the basic Nerd Block and Arcade Block. Also, in my last video, my unboxing awesome, I was talking about Nerd Block and there are different choices you can have. If you saw in like the little subtitle put down, there were actually four choices now. Nerd Block has actually added in a comic block, which gets you three books, either light novels, graphic novels, and I believe comics. Obviously, I think those are the three. It might be light graphic novels. I'm not 100% sure, but like stuff like manga and that. So you get three books plus a shirt and I think one other item, and that one's actually $13.99. I figured that'd be something I could let you guys know about here since I vaguely mentioned it. But like as far as the other three crates, which is arcade, just the regular nerd block and horror block, those are still 19.99 for the month to month, although you can do the 3 months at a time or however you want to do it. Same thing with loot crates, around the same prices, so we'll see how that works out. We had Arkham Knight released last week. We all know about the recent pulling of Arkham Knight from Steam, the first game to ever be pulled down from Steam. That's a big deal, and I think that's a great thing for consumers, that we have had such a broken port to PC, which I was lucky. I didn't have to worry about that because I went console. I tend to go console over PC. It's just my thing. Although I do, obviously, as you've seen, play on my PC. But yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for anyone that got it and had to suffer through a horrible port like that. And I really hope Rocksteady have kind of, learned a lesson on quality control and outsourcing certain things. I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to completely bash Rocksteady or the company that they, leased out their port for being done, and it sucks that it came out that way. Also, other Arkham Knight news, I had, as of last night, finished my playthrough of the game. Don't worry, I'm not going to put it up here for you guys, so I'm not going to spoil anything if you haven't gotten to play it yet, or, haven't finished it yet. But I will go ahead and give my opinion on it. As far as Arkham Knight, and don't worry, I'm not going to spoil, any twists or anything like that. As far as the basic game goes, the full game from beginning to end, I like it. It was fun. Um, I think plot wise, it kind of starts to peter out a bit here and there. But I do like the way they kind of start wrapping it up as far as the basic ending, which is Scarecrow and Batman showdown thing, because in the game, I'm not going to explain how any of that goes, how the ending actually wraps up, but when it gets down to the main villain is Scarecrow and the main hero is Batman, and it gets down to the culmination of that, I think it works. I do not like a lot of the Batmobile sections. I just, it's so floaty. It's like driving on ice the entire game. And I hated some of the Riddler puzzles. We'll call them puzzles. They had to use the Batmobile for. They just irked me, aggravated me. I finished them. I got through them, but that doesn't mean they didn't bug the living hell out of me and aggravate me to no goddamn end. But I got through. I got through. I didn't hate everything, but I kind of got tired of fighting those automated tanks all the time, especially when you're doing the mine disarming mission. And you'll have like a whole slew of them show up in this tiny little area, so you're trying to maneuver around when you have like 10 to 13 of these assholes surrounding you, and then you have the hover, like little mini helicopter drones at some points. That gets annoying. I never finished that all the way through. I got a good chunk of them, but just I got tired of it bad. But I got through the game. Now, the ending of the game isn't the full ending of the game. Once you beat the game, you get to what's known as the Nightfall Protocol. Again, I'm not going to spoil exactly what that is, but Arkham Knight, for those that don't know, has an A, B, and C ending. And that doesn't mean like Mass Effect or something like that, where it's just you pick A, B, or C. It's a chain of events ending. It's you have ending A, which leads into ending B, which leads into ending C. Ending A is the main ending of the game with Scarecrow and everything, so that's that. They have the Nightfall Protocol, which leads into B. However, B isn't the full ending. Ending C is the 100% complete ending with the Nightfall Protocol. I didn't get that, but you can find it on YouTube. I did because after I went through the ending, I was kind of with the protocol, and then once I saw the 100%, I really have no urge to go through the 100%. I'm not a completionist, so it's okay. I don't really tend to do that on games. I do my best to get as far as I can to 100%. Yeah, but I don't fight for it if there's no real end result for me, and there really is no end result for me to really want to do this. I think the way the end of it with ending A, good. Like that ending. Uh, Once you go to the Nightfall protocol, it's eh, kind of nonsensical with the rest of it. The way it worked, I would have gone a different route, but that's just me. And with C, just I don't know how to respond to it. For those of you that actually know what the Nightfall Protocol 100% ending is, you're probably right there with me. Just what the fuck? Just simply what the fuck? I don't know. But overall, Nightfall, I just don't care for that ending B and C thing. No, I'll stick with the base ending. I'm fine with that. The game otherwise is good. It's a solid Batman game. I didn't have any issues on my version of it. Occasional frame rate drops because it's just so much happening at once. I, I just learned to accept that in modern day games that sometimes you're gonna have to slow down like that for no reason or just there's too much on there. Yeah, I think the PS4, while it's a nice system, is nowhere near as strong as my PC I'm on right now. My PC completely outclasses it, and it's not even the most expensive end PC I could make. And it's several years old now. I had some problems there like that. I didn't really have any glitches, although I did have one guy. I did have one thug. I was in the middle of rescuing one of the firemen, and somehow I was in detective mode, detective vision mode, and I beat the shit out of this guy. And I'm watching him kind of jitter around on screen, and it's kind of hanging there to the side, and kind of like I wonder how it happened when he's laying on. So I go out of it and I look. Somehow the thug model had stretched out and went into the wall. So he's hanging into the wall. And I actually have a picture on my PS4 of that screenshot. 'Cause it was just too amusing to pass up because that's the only glitch I caught. Everything else, worked fine for the most part. I didn't get stuck. I didn't have freezing. I didn't have anything like that happen. So I got good there. So the PS4 port for me, fine, and the game overall was solid enough for me. I was okay, even with the whole storyline and how it worked out. There was some predictability to it, being a long-term Batman fan like me. But yeah, would I play Arkham Knight again? Maybe. I think this is one of those ones where you play through it once and you put it down. Maybe you come back in about 6 months, a year, maybe the following year, when you just kind of feel nostalgic. It's not like something you want to go back through and play again right away. There's very few games that do that for me anyway, but I don't think Arkham Knight's gonna be that for anyone personally. I would say, including all the endings and some of the other shortcomings for me, I'd give it a 9. I'll give it a 9. It's a solid game. It's fun. If you're a Batman fan, you're going to love it because there's a lot of references to the past games in the Arkham series, as well as other little nods to the comics and other continuity, history, and stuff like that. So it's really fun. Uh, and I think that's really all I've got for this up. But yeah, don't forget, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my channel, like the video if you enjoyed listening to me ramble on, because this is how it's going to be for a little while with my lovely webcam here. Although if I'm lucky, I might be able to get a slightly better one here soon, so I don't look as grainy and maybe some HD if I'm lucky, because I'm using a slightly older webcam. It's a Logitech. So what are you gonna do? Also, don't forget that I do have my Twitch stream, like I mentioned earlier, and I'll leave that in the description down below as well, with my Twitter handle. So feel free to come bug me. I love talking to people. So we're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut off here. But thanks for watching, everyone, and as always, don't forget, stay awesome. Till next time.